So in 2021, Forbes and Know Your Value released our inaugural 50 over 50 list, which spotlights women who have rejected the conventional wisdom that their best years are behind them. Well, now you've just got one more week to submit nominations for our next class of women who are proving that success, of course, has no age limit. This list is for women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s and beyond. And we've had such success with it. Joining us now with more, the Chief Content Officer of Forbes, Randall Lane. And Randall, just give us an update on how the nomination process is going and what do viewers need to know? Like they can nominate themselves even, right?
You can nominate yourselves. You can nominate a mentee, a mentor, a mentee. And right, we have about one more week, June 1st. But we're seeing, of course, like every deadline, it forces a lot of action. So we're seeing a ton of action. We're seeing a lot of amazing people being nominated. My favorite being probably Peggy Whitson, who right now, she was just nominated last week, and she's currently leading, she's the first woman ever to command a private space station mission. She's up, she launched on Sunday, and she's up on the Axiom spacecraft orbiting towards the International Space Station.
That is so very cool.
It really is. And of course, the event 50. Is. Yeah, that's over 50. I mean, and the event that you guys had just a couple months ago, just an extraordinary success. I'm sure you're still trying to, again, get your arms around everything that happened there.
We're just seeing, we're seeing we'll be back next year, and we're already getting a lot of people raising their hand. The core idea that we could turn International Women's Day from kind of a hashtag and a slogan to an actual event and create something. So on that day and across that week, we're doing something that furthers the idea that women, you know, their best years, their experience, the fact that they have time, more time to achieve, is that over 50, and that event embodies it.
Yeah, long runway, great mentoring event.
A great mentoring event. I hope you guys don't mind. I want to change the subject for a second because, well, my dad is from Kentucky, so I
know where this is going.
My family grew up. My dad would take us out to the horse track early, and it was just, you know, Belmont. He always went to the Preakness. It's again, he's from Kentucky, so it was a requirement. But you're a part of the starting of a league that's kind of unlike anything I've seen or my dad ever saw in horse racing. And somebody, I think Rolling Stone has an article on it this morning, and a lot of other people do, that say it's kind of like a Formula One.
The NTL.
The Formula One of horse racing. What in the world is that?
Well, we got the National Thoroughbred League, and right, it did launch this morning officially, and right, we're seeing a ton of articles on it, and we're excited. My grandfather Joe was also a horseman. He spent 50 years going to the track every single day. It's America's original spectator sport, but it's the only sport. It's got a lot of issues. It's the only sport that retired. We just talked about LeBron James. It's the only sport that retires its stars as soon as they become famous. It's like retiring, you know, if a horse wins a Kentucky Derby when he's 3 years old or she's 3 years old, there are a lot of fillies who run as well. Then you retire. It's like retiring LeBron James at 18 instead of seeing him play for 20 years. So this is a league, the National Thoroughbred League, that's going to create stars by bringing the same horses back month after month, year after year. It's going to take the core idea of what's working in every other sports league, which is teams and cities represented, so the people actually have something to root for versus number 4 in the 5th race. And most of all, like you mentioned about Formula One, it's going to be fun. It's going to take that Kentucky Derby spirit, you know, that your dad loved and you loved, you know, going with him to, make it a family affair, make it something you can build a whole weekend around, because, you know, thoroughbred racing is one of the great spectacles, and when it's done well, it's as good as anything in America. It's as American as anything in America. And we're going to bring that, you know, on a monthly basis and, you know, have that kind of pageantry.
So, Randall, you've got teams representing different cities across the country. New York, New Jersey, separate teams. New York has one in New Jersey. Los Angeles, Seattle, Nashville, Philadelphia. Yep. The owners, we just had up a Rolling Stone. You got Nelly is an owner. Ricky Rose, Rick Ross has an owner of one of the teams. So, Randall, how do you begin to start a sports league? It seems very daunting. How did you pull it off?
Well, it's a very, again, it's something a bunch of us have worked on. Just it's a passion project. And we're doing it because, again, this is a sport that you've seen all these franchises, all these sports, and you've seen sports asset appreciations go crazy. But thoroughbred racing is kind of muddled by, and why? Because again, it's missing a lot. Most people can't read a parimutuel form, and most people can't name one single horse outside of the Triple Crown horses that currently races. And so it's taking a lot of these things, and we've got an unbelievable team that came together. Celebrities and horse experts and top jockeys and top trainers, and we have people from Chad Brown to Steve Asmussen to Chantel Sutherland, the best woman jockey in the world, all came together because this is something that we could take some of the basics of what makes sports so great: affinity, rooting for teams, rooting for stars, having fun, and bring it to the original American spectator sport, which is thoroughbred racing. They've been doing it here for 300 years.
So let's ask a question I'm sure many people are asking. What about the safety protocols? We've seen it's something that, though Mika loves horses and she'll watch the Derby with me and the Preakness and the Belmont and others, she's very concerned, obviously, about the safety of the horses because she's ridden them her whole life. We saw what happened the week of the Kentucky Derby. It was just a nightmare. We saw what happened in the Preakness in an earlier race. Talk about the safety protocols that you all are putting in place.
We think this is a great time to launch because part of the, again, it's about reimagining thoroughbred racing. And part of the issue is you have with thoroughbred racing, you have thousands of owners and thousands of trainers and 50 states, all with their own regulatory systems, and dozens of tracks, all with their own rules. So there's no one body that can enforce, safety rules. There is a federal law called HISA that's trying to put into place, but even some states are pushing against it. So what we're doing, creating a closed league with athletes like every other league that only race within our league, is that we can enforce our own safety standards. So yes, we'll immediately accept the federal HISA standards. Yes, we will immediately accept every single local and track-wide safety standard. We'll embrace all of them, but we'll also put in our own, because we're a controlled league, we can do our own safety protocols that are above and beyond. And that includes top veterinarians and a chief safety officer who's in charge of the horse safety. So it's not up to the trainer or the owner about whether a horse is fit to race. It's about an independent commission. So the horses have an advocate, and that person has say over who races, not the owners, not the trainers, not even the tracks.
That's
Chief
critical.
Content Officer at Forbes, Randall Lane, thank you very, very much. Congratulations. And that does it for us this morning. I guess Randall's gone now. He just went, I'm out of here. All right, Ana Cabrera picks up the coverage in 2 minutes. We will see